Hello everybody, Drew here, tip of the Mint Flips, where I'm a full-time eBay reseller, and every 100 subscribers is a giveaway. So if you're watching, make sure to subscribe so you have a chance to win. And we are actually getting close to that next giveaway, so please do make sure you're subscribed. And then what's the other thing I'm supposed to remind you? Oh yeah, there's like the bell notification. If you want to know the precise moment my videos come out, make sure you hit the bell notification. I don't know if that's necessary, but YouTube tells me I should tell you that. Tons of orders going out today. Tons of orders. No real high ticket items, but you'll see very easy packing day either way. I'm definitely happy about it. I did run my normal is a 10% sale that I almost have continuously running. I did end up running a 12% sale because last week sales were not great. Actually, last week and a half sales were not great. So I said, you know what, let's get some stuff moving. I'll take usually, around 20% off any item anyways. So running a little bit of an extra sale, I figured why not? And I am going to, maybe this week, probably next week, I'm going to run maybe a 15% whole store sale or even a 20% whole store sale. And the only reason I'm doing it, well, of course, to sell items, because of the way things have been going, the way I project the store to go, that each year, as the business grows and grows and grows, I will make more money. So this year, I will not have any tax issues as far as which tax bracket I'm in. I got 3 kids, 1 income. I'm good on taxes usually, but I do foresee that possibly next year, I'm going to need a little bit more of the write-offs and all that kind of stuff. So to kind of front run that, I can, at the very end of this year, bump my numbers up a bunch. And then, stuff that might have sold in that second week, first month of the next year, sells in December. And then I, kind of split the difference a little bit. That's my thought on that. Does that seem like a waste of time, waste of energy? I don't know. Because it's hard because I'm trying to project how much money I'm going to make in the next year in a growth business where the growth slows year after year. So it's really hard to, project that out, but that's my thought. First thing going out, D3 is a Department 56 Christmas Carol characters. I think it's this one, maybe? Nope. Maybe this little one here. Yes, here we go. Dickens Carolers. Let me put the rest of these back before I can't find them and try to blame Jen for it a week from now. Dickens Carolers. You, of course, can't see it because it's in a box, but you would have seen the picture on the screen. And for those $17.99 free shipping. I got those in a Mikhail mystery box, so they would have cost me, probably less than a dollar-ish, somewhere in that range. I actually have 2 Mikhail mystery box that just arrived before I turned the camera on. One of them I think only has 1 item in it, 1 type of item. So I think he sent other stuff with it, but you'll find that out probably in the next video would be my guess. Next thing going out is a hat. It is a Miller Lite visor. And I did eventually get around to it after months of saying, I need to get these hats organized, blah, blah, blah. I finally did it. Go me. And easy to find because it's the only visor in here. All right, Miller Lite visor. I have no clue where I got that from and no clue what I paid for it, but what I got for it is $12 free shipping. I never was able to find boxes cheap enough that make sense to me for hats. I couldn't even find them really for under 50 cents a piece, and that was about, I was like, at 50 cents a box, I was okay with it, but I was still overpaying for what it was. Because it's a $12 free shipper. So instead, what I'm doing is I just take a piece of cardboard and I kind of build out a box around the bill and then put it in a poly bag. So it still does the protection that I want, gives it the protection I want. It does take a little more time, but at the cost of, the poly bags, I think the ones those go in are less than 3 cents a piece. I want to say maybe less than 2 cents a piece because I bought them in bulk, but I think it's around 3 cents a piece. And then scraps of cardboard are scraps of cardboard. They're free. So that's why I'm going with it. Little extra time will save me a significant amount of money year over year. Next thing going out on C5, Vintage Village Wallpaper, C1, 2, 3, 4, C5, it is these ones here, and they purchased 2 of them. And what it is it's Lighthouse wallpaper border. I'll get that sticker off there. That is what I paid for all 3 of them. There's 1 left. And actually, I got those at an estate sale on half off day. So I would pay $1 for all 3 of those. And for those 2, $33.98 free shipping. These wallpaper borders, you find them in free boxes. Usually you'll find 1, maybe 2. Garage sales, very cheap. Long tail. Do not expect these to be your big money maker, but the ROI is insane, at least in my experience. $33.98 free shipping. I'm loving it. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Next up, B2B is a Hitachi something or other. It's a hard drive. I know that. It's actually very weird. Let me get it out and show you and talk about it. Right here, this is a hard drive for, I don't know if it has to be for an Xbox because that's what I pulled it out of. But hard drives for Xboxes don't normally look like this. They normally have a casing around them. So I'm guessing that's what's normally inside it. They make it's like a computer because you can upgrade your hard drive and stuff, but they make it very user friendly. So it comes with, it's like in a plastic casing you slide in and out. I'm assuming that's what the inside of them looks like because that one was inside an Xbox with just like paper towel packed around it to hold it from going up and down. Been listed a very long time. Just glad to have it gone. $8 free shipping. I pulled it out of the Xbox because I thought it made it kind of worth less because somebody's going to get them and be like, what the heck is this? You know, a child's going to open that up and be like, this is not what's supposed to be in here. This is confusing. Why is there paper towel in here? So I pulled it out, sold it separately. I probably should have just thrown it away. $8 free shipping. It's been listed a very long time. Next up, B2 is an ornate napkin holder in brass. B2 right here. And I think that's what it's for. Maybe it's not a actually, you know what? This is not a napkin holder. This is for envelopes. And then this is like a change key dish type scenario right here. I paid a couple bucks for that. I've said it a couple times. Love brass. Probably said it a bunch of times. I tend to repeat myself. $34.99 plus shipping. Love that. I think that's the big ticket item of the day. Next up, this one's interesting. C3 is an Elite Air Force Aviator C123 George Bush. Yes, this is a no-handed George Bush. Make sure he doesn't have it. Yes, he does not have hands in the listing either. But yes, President George W. Bush right here. I actually have a friend. He calls me W. It makes no sense. There's no connection to who I am or my name. There's no story behind it. He just started calling me that one day and it stuck, and that's just what he calls me. I don't... He doesn't even have an answer for me. So why do you call me that? I don't know. I just did, and then it stuck. I was like, okay, W it is. $17.49 free shipping. That came in a Mikhail mystery box, so around $1. I don't do the math on the boxes. I usually sell one item that pays for them, but in general, it's about $1 an item. Next thing going out, C5 is a vintage Rubbermaid Serve and Saver. C12345. And I know this is buried way back here. I know it. Because the last time I got one out, said this is a silly place to keep anything. Oh, there she is. All right, pull that out. And I know because I reorganized right now and moved that back, that will sell soon. That's how it goes. I'll reorganize it. This thing, it's not been selling, then it sells. Seems like every time. I should start doing that more often. Just put stuff in awkward, hard to get to places, and then I'll need to get to it. This right here, Rubbermaid. I was specific when I reorganized to put all the Tupperware down on B1 to only put Tupperware. I don't know, in the moment it felt right. So that right there, $13.49 free shipping. And how I will ship this is one layer of small bubble into a poly bag. It's the only way to ship it and make any money. Beyond that, no one's going to ever sell one of those. So that's how you have to ship it in order to sell it. If you're not comfortable doing it that way, don't sell them. That's with most large Tupperware. Next thing going out, C3 is a Bakugan Battle, C123 Bakugan Battle Planet. Bakugan Battle Planet, Bakugan Ultra seems like it's maybe like a Pokemon, Digimon-esque type thing. That right there, $12.99 free shipping. It is going through the global shipping program, so let's see where. I bought 2 of those at a garage sale. Actually, at some friends of mine from high school's garage sale. And I think I paid $2 a piece for them. The other one was worth a decent amount more. I want to say $18.99, $19.99. And then this one was on a sale. And then I think I also sent out an offer. It was originally listed $14.99. And I am not remembering all that off the top of my head. I just happen to be looking at it, which makes it very easy. All right, let's see where they're located. Australia. Good day. That's a terrible Australian accent. Oh, man. But yeah, that's going to Australia. $12.99 free shipping. They probably paid some ludicrous amount of money to get that to them. They probably paid more than the item in shipping. I almost guarantee it. Actually, I can see it now. They paid double. They paid $23.96 to eBay, not to me, to get that shipped to Australia, and they paid $12.99 for the item. I said before, I'm not that guy. I would never do that. Never would I do that. Oh, funny stuff. But it's not my money. And I'm glad people do, because then I get their money. Next up, A2 is a charger of some kind. Let's see if I can pick it out. It actually is a very unique one. Yeah, this one right here. I-Omega. That was much easier than I expected, but an I-Omega charging block for that item, $13.19 free shipping. That must have been 12% off. Next up, B5 Diamond Edition Triple E, the game, rotating like a Lazy Susan type scenario. This is going to take a second to get to it. Yeah, that's happening today. I need to do the reorganizing. Quit talking about it, Drew, and just get it done. It's just one of those things where when you got to spend time doing something that doesn't make you money, it's hard to convince, at least me, it's hard to convince me to do it. You know, it's like doing the laundry. Like, yeah, it's got to get done, but do I get anything out of it? Sure, clean clothes. Yeah, who cares? All right, but this game was very surprising because it looks, you know, kind of chintzy. I'm not going to open it up, but it's just a cheap, you can see here, it's just a cheap piece of plastic and some cheap plastic poker chips. It's really, there's not much to it. I've never played the game, Triple E. Oh, well, maybe I have, because it says the game of Michigan Rummy, Hearts, and Poker. I have played all 3 of those games. I don't know, maybe it's just the case. I don't know, but it was surprising because it's just a cheap piece of plastic. I took it must have been 12% off sale, $24.63 plus shipping, and there were other ones that were worth even more. So games I've almost completely crossed off the list, but I would probably buy this one again. It took 9 months to sell, something like that. It was listed this year. Really, for games, like I said, I've almost crossed them completely off. One of my harebrained ideas when I first got it started, I was going crazy on board games because my thought was you get them for nothing and you can stack them to the ceiling. I could have had thousands of board games. Guess what? You gotta have people to buy them. It doesn't matter how many items you have to sell. If nobody buys it, it means nothing. But that game, I'd probably buy it again. It takes up a lot of space, but I don't know, $24.63. I'd consider it at least if I got it for $1 or $2. The next thing going out, it's a lot of 4 vintage snapback hats. And this lot of 4, I had a lot of interest in. I even told Jen, I think it's this one. It's got to be this one. Okay. I even told Jen that she needed to take this one hat out, which I'm not going to do now. I'm going to leave that right how it is. That she needed to take one of the hats out because it make sure that's the right one that sold, or else I'm just telling a story for no reason. It is. I'm telling a story for no reason. It was the other lot. Well, this one that didn't sell, I've had a lot of interest in because one of the hats is they're all trucker hats, trucker hat lots. It's a F350 is on the cover. And I said, you could price that high. There's no other F350 hats like it for sale. Somebody was going to buy that. And I've had so many people say, hey, I'd like to buy this. Can you just separate it out? Nope, too late. Buy them all. It's not that expensive. If I pull it out, I'm going to charge as much money as the whole lot anyways. So that's not happening. But for that lot right there, which are all local local hats, but it's a random, I wonder if it's going in-state? No, it's going to Texas. So, I don't know. People just wanted random trucker hats. That's why we made those lots up, because lots of times when people wear them for fashion, they don't care what it says. They want it to be obscure. They want somebody to look at it and be like, what is that from? Oh, I got it on my vacation or a trip or my buddies, or I got it at a whatever. It's to make people ask questions. $23.75 free shipping. And that is the first lot that's sold. I assume the rest will eventually. That's how it goes. Next thing up, A1 is a Revereware 6-inch replacement lid. And I'm guessing it's this one. I will double check, of course, before I pack it up. And for that lid, $7.99 free shipping. Next up, B3C is a Barbie Mattel B3C. What did that say? Pregnant midge? Is it a midge? Yeah, pregnant midge. It's just a little baby bathtub, bassinet. What did I just say? Just says replacement part, but I think it's supposed to be a baby bathtub. $9.67 free shipping. That would have been 12% off. And then next up, D5A is a Vibro graver. I think it's a metal engraver. What did I just say? D5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. D5 in this bucket, maybe? Yes. In the bottom of this bucket. This right here. Yeah, Vibro graver. 120 volt from Burgess, something like that. That was in a Mikhail mystery box. $5 free shipping. No, sorry. $5 plus shipping. If that was $5 free shipping, wouldn't have listed it. And that was, I accepted an offer, but I think it was only listed $7.99 plus shipping. Not a ton of money. I would never buy one of those. It just happened to have come in a Mikhail mystery box. So if there was money available, we were listing it, which was 99% of the stuff that was sent to us. And speaking of stuff that was sent to us, another Mikhail mystery box item. C4 is Proactiv. C, 1, 2, 3, 4 right here. And there were 2 that were sent. There was some, I think, like a leakage issue or something with one of them. So we just listed the one and trashed the other, because my thought was put it in the bathroom for the kids that are, you know, I got a preteen daughter and eventually the boy will be a preteen and pimples and whatnot. But Jen said that, and this could be true or false, I have no idea, that the issue with this stuff was that once you started using it, you kind of have to use it, or else, you know, because your skin will adjust to using it. I don't know how true that is. I've never used it. I was one of those very lucky kids that I didn't get pimples. I would get maybe, you know, high school, middle school, I'd get maybe, I don't know, 1 a year, 2 a year. But when I did, whew, they were bad. You know, Rudolph, they were bad, but it wasn't something I had to battle with. It was like, all right, this week's a bummer. I'll just kind of avoid people. And then you know, 6 to 9 months later, I might get another one. $14.95 free shipping on that one. Oh, this is why I was confused. 2 trucker hat lots sold. So next up is a lot of 4 vintage snapback hats. I will very much have to make sure I don't mix these up in shipping, but this is the lot with the F350 hat in it. So that's why I was confused. But for that lot, $29.99 free shipping. And for that lot, that is full asking price. Next up, note from the buyer. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful day. You're welcome. You have a wonderful day. Not that they're a viewer, but I like to do that. B3B is 2 carbide lathe tools. B3B, and it is these 2 carbide lathe tools. Got these in a Mikhail mystery box. I think we ended up with maybe 6 of them, and we'd gotten some before that that already sold. So keep an eye out for these carbide lathing tool. This is specifically an M100 AR8 Micro. These little things right here, the ones we've had are new. I'm sure there's also a used market of some kind, but they've sold quickly, and I like that, even if there's not a lot of dollars in it. $16 free shipping for the 2 of those. Next up, we got a repeat buyer. It is a Haynes VW Rabbit Skrioco series. Haynes Owner's Workshop Manual. $10 free shipping. That'll go medium mail. I have no clue how much I paid for that or where I got it, but I had it listed $14.99, $16.99, something like that. They sent me an offer at $10. I went and looked. The cheapest one listed that they could have bought was $10. So I said, well, I don't want them to not buy mine. $10 it is. Okay. And that's why it's a repeat buyer, because, and this is great news, that might not end up going media mail, because this buyer also bought 4 other items from me. I wish they would have messaged me first, because they sent me an offer where I was like, nah, and I countered. And then I realized these other offers I'd been getting were from the same buyer. And so then I'm much more willing to take an offer because I get to save on shipping. Therefore, I can give out a higher discount, and I still end up making more money on the whole overall deal. So let's get the rest of the items for this person's order. So next up is C4. It's a lot of 2 something knitting needles, Scassel, something like that. I just got to grab the whole bucket so I can figure it out. I think it's actually these 2 on top. It is these 2 on top. I love that. So for these 2 Scassel knitting needle hoopy thingy dingies, I don't know how any of that works, but I don't have to. It's beautiful. For those 2, well, so I don't have to go through a bunch of clicking and figuring out math and all that kind of stuff. For the overall items they purchased, they paid $56.49 free shipping. So for the manual, those knitting needles, and then B3C is a beer pong B3C belt buckle. And yes, beer pong champ. And it's got a bottle opener on the front of it. I 1000% wore this while playing beer pong. That is not a joke. I am a beer pong champ. I haven't played in years, not since I was at Central Michigan University, Fire Up Chips. I was obsessed because I'm competitive. So when there was a game that's competitive plus drinking, I was all on board. Oh, to be young again. Next up for that order is another knitting product. Let's see what we got. A Clover Takumi. I like saying that. Takumi. It's probably not even how you say it. Clover Takumi. Circular knitting needle, size 10. Where does it tell me the size? I've had trouble finding this before. Ah, it's bamboo. Clover Takumi. Circular knitting needle. Size number 10. 6 millimeter. Size number 10. 16 inch, 41 centimeter, that one right there. And then the last item there is B3. It's a vintage Slaymaker lock. B3. And I did at one point relocate the locks. Here we go. Whew, that's heavy. And I think it's this one. Yes, vintage Slaymaker with the key, aluminum padlock right there for this pile of items right there. Grand total, like I said, $56.49 free shipping, which at this point, this will bump up to, especially with that book in there, this will bump up to priority, but it still will be a savings for me, therefore greater profits for me. And then next up, it's another power block, ITE power supply. This one I'm thinking I'm going to need the bucket for. But as you can see, the bucket has definitely thinned out. This was overflowing when Jen listed all these. So like every other item where we list a bulk of them, but they're very cheap at any time, it is worth it in the long run the way we do our business. But while you're doing it, it seems like such a waste of time. But don't go out and source this kind of thing. If you happen to pile them up, you happen to have a drawer full of them, old chargers to all the phones you don't use anymore, list them. Why not? ITE power supply. What's it look like? Okay, it's got stripey thingies. Just like this. Stripey thingies. That's what I meant. ITE power supply UA0603. That's the one. And for that item, $8.79 free shipping. All right, next thing going out, D2 vintage country silk plastics Christmas decorations. Get this stuff off top of it before I break them, which would be very easy to do with these thin pieces of plastic. All right, these right here, we have Santa Claus, and Frosty, or generic snowman if you don't really want to give Frosty any credit. But for those $21.99 plus shipping, and going through the global shipping program to United Kingdom, the reason I gave you the plus shipping, because this is clearly light enough to go first class. This weighs nothing. This weighs a fraction of an ounce. When Jen was listing those, I said, bump those up to priority, because the only way to possibly ship these safely is going to be in a box, in a fairly large box. So I said, let's not mess around with trying to save $1 on the shipping and send those first class. Just bump it up, take $1 off, $1 off the profits, good to go. And then funny enough, it's sold through the global shipping program. So they said, gave me about 10 bucks in shipping. And how much they gave to eBay? An additional $21 to eBay to get those to the United Kingdom. Very glad I made that decision, because it would have been hard enough locally to get those to ship safely first class, but to get them across the pond to the United Kingdom, it would have been impossible. There's no way I would have been able to do it. Now I get to the comfort of getting to use USPS products, pack them up real nice. It's great. So I guess let's make that tip of the day. And the tip of the day is, just because something can ship first class doesn't mean you should ship it first class. This is the only example I have of that. But I have to imagine this is not a uncommon occurrence where there's an item that, even though you could ship it first class, to ship it safely, you need to bump it up to a better service so that you can use more packing material, so that you can use a bigger box, a thicker box, a more quality box. All of the above. Do consider how much protection the item will need when deciding if you're going to ship something first class or priority or some other service, not just how much it weighs. Next thing going out, Car 8 is a lot of 470s Matchbox vehicles. Car, here we go. I could recognize it because it was the one with the Rice Krispies truck. Car 8. These are from my childhood car collection, so I played with these myself. You can see that the hood is not attached to the car. That is detailed in the listing. I think these two, the one with the flames and the Krispies one, are technically the same vehicle, just one's more of a, oh, what do they call that? Like a rat rod? Something like that? Yeah, they're both Model A Fords. Yeah, there we go. I knew what I was talking about, kind of. $17.59 free shipping for those. Next thing going out, C4 is vintage CorningWare cornflower blue. C1, 2, 3, 4. One of my previous hot ticket items, must-buy items that I would never buy again. And because, like I've said a million times, home goods got flooded. So now, if you're not selling the top 10% of home goods, it's not worth it for me. So this one right here, especially cookingware with no lid, the discount you have to give is very significant. For that item, $5.99 plus shipping. I sent out an offer. I think it was only listed $7.99 or $8.99. I 1000% would not buy that again. Next up is on A4. It is 3 Garfield glasses. A1, 2, 3, 4. Excuse me, Geralt. All right, I'm just gonna grab 2 at a time because I don't want to break stuff. But right here, they're the classic McDonald's Garfield. Everybody's seen them. They also have, like, I want to say I've seen them with Peanuts characters, or there was a few that they did. But yeah, 1978 Garfield. It's not a pretty life, but somebody has to live it. I'm not one who rises to the occasion. Ha ha ha. And they're, wait. Oh, they're calling them fat. I see. That's not very nice. Jim Davis. I think that's the name of the guy that did Garfield. Yes, Jim Davis. Use your friends wisely. Man, Garfield's just, he was not a nice guy. Fun story, though. My boy loves Garfield. I mean, loves it. He's got 5 or 6 Garfield books. Garfield, like, comic compilation books. He's read through them, I don't know, hundreds of times is hyperbole, but hundreds of times. It's very funny because he'll be reading and he'll be cracking up. He'll come out of his room and he'll try to tell me the joke without just showing me the comic. So there's no context So oh, ha ha ha, we got to give him one of those. But he just loves Garfield comic, which actually his love of Garfield comics transitioned into, now he is very much into graphic novels. So graphic novels are great for little kids and kids starting to read and trying to get better at reading, because it's almost like a movie unfolds before you. You know, it's got comic strip, you know, progress. So there's action to, it's not just words in one picture. There's actually action to the pictures that go with it. You know, kind of like reading a regular comic book, but really a great thing for kids to increase their desire to read. And that is important. That's actually the last item, but I read, just off topic, but I like to go off topic. I was reading the other day on testing numbers and reading level drops and all this stuff, that because everyone was at home doing distance learning and homeschooling, and some parents still had to work, and some parents just aren't capable or weren't capable of helping their kids, and some school districts or school areas weren't putting in the effort needed to keep kids up to date. We actually struggled with it in our house because we work from home. So we were able to put in a lot of extra work. Before they were even sending them work home, we were printing homework off the internet, having the kids do reading time, filling their day to keep their minds sharp. And then when they ended up going back to school, I kept having to argue with teachers because I'd say, well, what do we do to keep them from regressing? And they said, oh, no, they're doing fine. Oh, they're doing fine. Yeah, I know they're doing fine. We worked very hard to make sure they're doing fine. We would like them to do good, well, better, continue in a trajectory. Oh, they're doing fine. Don't worry about them. That's a total sidebar, but encourage your children to read. Best thing you can do. It's by far the best thing you can do for their long-term education, their long-term financial success, everything across the board. Encourage your children to read. And the best way to do that, of course, is find something that interests them to read about. Well, that's gonna be all for this one. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, go ahead and give it a thumbs down. Subscribe, share, and be good to each other.